Thanks, Shoops. Good evening to members of the media. Yeah, I think it's still good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, sure. Good evening. Um, no, as always, I will congratulate the team. I will congratulate the players. Very proud of their gallant effort. Uh, typical match against a team that he has, and they can say, and I said to him now, Kevin, yeah, I said he can say he's got no ambitions of winning the league title, but for sure they had, and they knew that they had to push us, and so they didn't come here to sit back. And when you play against a coach that's also won 4 league titles, he hasn't won the 4 league titles by chance. They were not given out to him. And so you expect that there is some form of organization, some form of tactical surprises, like we saw with inverted wingers. We saw Lungu playing on the side of the left and coming inside to his right foot, and you saw Masego on the opposite side coming inside onto his left foot in the first half. Okay, then he changes in the second half. Immediately at half time, and then he changes again. He matches us with the diamond. He goes diamond versus diamond, but then he takes the strikers wide, and then it's a bit difficult because we play with inverted fullback, so we had to restructure. So congratulations to the boys. I think gallant effort and a great shift, and very proud of them. Thanks, Tsepo. Yep, that's life also. Uh, like you, at your workplace, there are days where you don't feel like being at work. But champions get the job done even when they don't feel like, and sometimes the body is a little bit heavy, and sometimes on the back of game after game after game. And what's important is not the intensity of our motivation. What's important is the longevity of our motivation, is the desire to win and win and win and win and win and win, and not get tired of that. Human beings are creatures of habit. What you repeatedly do, you become. And so it's important that we have this habit of winning, and even against difficult teams, and even against the difficult opponents that push us right to the wire, we have to do that. You've seen it a couple of times, maybe last season in the Champions League, where games like this, maybe even last season, maybe games like this, we draw, or maybe we suffer a defeat. But today we pack a fight. The opponent packs a fight, and we pack a fight. We try very, very hard to have a sequence of passes, but okay, we don't play alone. And they've got very good players on the pitch, and Lovu is a top player who had a very good game. Maseko had a good game, but so did our players today. You could see Neo was fresher. You could see Debza is also coming now into that space where it's game after game, and you can see it. Alenda, you can see also. There's a consequence of game after game. Toby, same thing. But they've got to still stay there, and they know that, and that's what we will do. We will keep trying to do the job for this football club, and we'll keep trying to make the Mamelodi Sundowns supporters happy. Evening, Ken.
I was watching a video today of how Brighton plays this style where the centre backs look like they are a bit more relaxed, and they do this thing called artificial transition, where the speed of the pass is not the same in the first phase of building up, but how it differs the moment the ball gets in the hole. I saw something similar to that today. And I just wanted to ask you, were you disappointed with some of the past selections in the final? That another reference I can give you, when Steve Kerr was to the Bulls, they asked him what was the difference between this game and the previous game. He said short selection. Like everyone knows who should play the selection is a short one.
Yeah, your question is two-pronged. And I'm suspecting that you've got eyes and ears in the meeting room and in the training pitch. Dezebri calls it the S. He calls it the structure the S. I personally, I've been spending a lot of time, sleepless nights, studying this style of play. The artificial in transitioning is actually as a result of something called the la pause. And the la pause is, like you say, it's Spanish term that is predominantly used in the Barcelona academy, where they teach the players that I don't know if even if you watch Real Madrid versus Barca last night, you see it during build-up. Is that the centre backs don't pass until the press has been triggered, because when you trigger the press, there's space behind that gets opened. You called it the hole, which is a term that correctly you could use, but I don't want to go too much into it because it's not my concept. Is the Zebra's intellectual content. But for sure, I can tell you that I'm spending a lot of time watching him, watching his games. I am making the Sundowns players watch a lot of Brighton, and that way of playing is got its risks, but it's also got incredible benefits. But the key is on the centre backs. And today we struggled a little bit because the centre backs needed to be 5 maybe 10 meters a little bit higher, so that they could get closer to Kabuza and Masangai, and so that when the pass goes from Rushin to Toby, it's a pass that triggers the press. But when it's too far back and the distance is too long, even if you pass Rushin to Toby, the strikers don't step because they see the distance is too large for them to step. And then that's why you couldn't even see Debza on the ball a lot more today, because then the strikers stayed very, very narrow on, very, very narrow. That's God talking, that I must shut up, sorry. Very narrow on Debza.
So my question was more of, like, when you look at the first selection, like, in the final.
I'm proud of these players. We have a lot of work to do. Every week I sit here and people are praising. We say playing well. You're on top of the log. You are 13 points ahead. You are playing PlayStation football. You are this and this. And I come and I sit here and I say we have to improve. We have to get better. And then you say to me, Cassius scored. And I say, hang on a little bit. Still got so much to learn and to improve. Last week Peter scored and everybody is going, easy a little bit, because you don't 3 months out, and then all of a sudden you've already got match rhythm and intensity. Is going to take a bit of time for them to redevelop this cohesion but what I like to see is the goal that we scored, because Cassius has got no right to go for the second press, and there's more to and a few months ago you wouldn't see Cassius doing that. You would not see you wouldn't see Cassius going for the second press. You would think this is a keeper's ball and this action is done and let's regroup. But we are training and we are showing video clips and we are spending a lot of time and sleepless nights, and people say, but the quality. Of course we win because of the quality of our players, for sure, 100%, because the game belongs to the players. But I can also tell you that we work extremely, extremely hard. Very, very, very hard. And I say that unapologetically. I've got no imposter syndrome. No chance. Because I know the hours invested. And then you see results like today where we don't play very, very, very well. But we have good fortune on our side, you know. And in life you make your fortune. You invest and you invest and you invest, and this is a biblical principle. The Bible says what you give is what you shall receive. And so we don't sit back and relax and say, oh, we've got good players, so let's let this thing go, we will win anyway. No, we still go and we watch 5 games of SuperSport. I spent maybe 4 hours watching the game that they beat us 2-0. And I dissected it and I dissected it and I dissected it. But that is for me to speak to the universe, because the universe doesn't speak Arabic. The universe doesn't speak English, doesn't speak Zulu, doesn't speak French. And so the universe can easily favor any of us and all of us, because God is a God of everybody, regardless of religion. But the language that the universe understands is work ethic, and that's what this team will always put in. They will put in the work, and we will run. When we don't have the ball, we will try our utmost best to pass and look for the extra pass and the extra pass and the pass to the next line and the triangulations, for sure, because these are things that we work hard on. And this is what is expected of a Mamelodi Sundowns team, an identity. The pressure on us is you can win for sure, and win like the game against Chippa was a win that was not so sweet in the mouth. And I listen, I watch even the Masanda Wana fan vlog. I hear you guys start and you say we won, but it feels like a draw or a loss at the beginning of the and that just tells you, one, of the enormous level of this institution. It's a big club. Big clubs don't just get satisfied with winning. Big clubs have a way of winning. They've got an identity. And that's not me. I didn't bring that identity here. I have been given the responsibility to carry and maybe to improve it. Maybe, if I have the capacity. But the Shushan and Piano, the Brazilians, the Samba boys, this is what makes Mamelodi Sundowns. And so, to win is not just to win. It's how do we win? But for sure, we will always run. We will always try to play the way Sundowns should play. But you don't play alone. So there are times where you've got to roll up the sleeves and pull up the socks and graft and graft and graft and give it as much as you possibly can. And if you don't win, you don't win. This is football. But fortunately, through God's grace and favor, we give as much as we are giving. And God's favor seems, and long may it continue to fall upon us all the time. Thank you.
Sundowns, the financial muscle, this and that, and he also speaks about it now. I think also in life, one principle that, in no uncertain terms, if you've got money, you can get the most beautiful woman. You also get the most beautiful players for the teams, of course you are. But does it frustrate you, coach, that a lot of coaches now are speaking about the financial muscle, and financially it doesn't play on the pitch? Does it frustrate you that 3-4 coaches are speaking about the financial strength that you guys have?
No, it doesn't frustrate me because it's the truth. If they were lying, then I would get frustrated. So it doesn't frustrate me because it's the truth. What maybe does not. Maybe I'm still too wet behind the ears. But my gran used to say, don't be too humble, sometimes, because people will take it as a sign of weakness and cowardice. maybe that's my weakness, is that I come here and instead of praising myself, I praise my players. And I will do that for as long as I'm a football coach. That because I know that the game belongs to the players and I don't play. And so maybe the mistake is that I'm too humble, and so maybe that's what gives them the confidence to be able to speak the way they speak. But it's okay, because at the end, you know what speaks. There's a all or nothing. The Juventus all or nothing. Bonucci is sitting with Buffon, and they speak about modern football and everything. And at the end, you know what Bonucci says? He says the facts are on the pitch. So you can sit here, talk this coach, and 9 times out of 10, the coaches that raise themselves as the top coaches, 9 times out of 10 are not. Most of the time, the coaches that bring the spotlight onto themselves, 9 times out of 10 are not what they say they are. And so I don't have a problem with what they say. And I said, and I will repeat, I may not be the best coach in this league with their opinion, but this one I can challenge all of them. But I'm definitely the hardest working. I got no social life. I'm extremely obsessed with football, and I'm obsessed with the Sundowns team. I'm obsessed with trying to make sure we are improving the players, we are improving the style of play. I live in that space. I belong to a WhatsApp group where there's CEOs of big companies internationally. There's coaches that are coaching at the highest level. I'm learning. I'm asking questions. And for as long as I have that mentality, for sure, the opinions of people for me will never, ever make a difference to the way I look at myself, how I look at the team, and how I look at my work.
Coach Mbala, is he now, obviously because the players are but do you see more and more future that's about going forward, even when you have the other guys coming back from injuries? And also, Chan is playing now, and you have guys there looking for you for fresh talent from the continent.
Yeah, we've always got guys there. Ezi, what an incredible human being, Ezra Mnyandora, the legend. He came to say goodbye to me. He doesn't have to, but he came to say goodbye. We are on our way to Chan. And of course, the club knows the positions that we feel we need to improve in. So of course, they go there to look and to see what type of talent they can find. But okay, that's on Chan. I was talking to Micho, who's preparing the Ugandan team not so long ago, and of course, you know, maybe I should take this opportunity also to wish him the best of luck, because I know he's been telling me about the work that he's doing and the vision and what he's trying to achieve with Chan. So wish Micho the best. And I forgot your first question. Mvala, how good has he been? And that's not for me to say, but it's for you guys to write. Because when he is not so good, we write too. So when he has been very, very good, let's write too. And how good has he been? He's been colossal. So let's write too, a column, maybe one yana in one of the papers, a dedicated to Mtobi Mvala. And the transition that he's made from central midfield, from NT10 even, is true to a mainstay at Mamelodi Sundowns at centre back, with the quality of competition. I mean, for him to keep Grant Gekana out of the team must tell you something, because Grant has been magnificent.
very well, and obviously can look for something to just bring them down.
Yeah, but that's a societal problem. That's why the South Africa has a vote of no confidence on the presidency. It's not my space, but that's you. Football is a microscopic reflection of society. We have that thing, but I know that my record at Pirates will still be the first thing that people talk about before they speak about my record as head coach of Mamelodi Sundowns, for sure. And that's the truth. So doesn't bother me. And you know what is Maskepe? What is so ironic is that the amount of appreciation and respect from coaches from Europe. The other day, and I don't know if you could still, you can go there, but I'm on that page. There's a page called Mass Possession. It's a page run by technocrats. It's based in Italy, and they posted on their stories. They posted some of the teams in the world and some of the coaches in their stories. They said teams that globally that play possession possession football. And you know where we were? Sundowns was there, and because Sundowns was there, by default I got to be there. I'm in a WhatsApp group, like I said to you, with coaches from Brazil, from Italy, and I was invited into that group. I didn't enter and just go in. But a saying, man. There's a saying. Someone told me this saying the other day. I don't know who it was. Maybe it was Tembazwana, but there's a saying. I'll remember it about Angekuthandwe Kaya or something. A prophet. Yeah, something like that. Did you share it with me, Shubs? Yes, a prophet. Something about a prophet. Yes, a prophet will not be celebrated at home. And I don't look for celebrations. I don't want to be celebrated. It's not part of my personality. I don't like it. I shy away from it. In fact, I said to the players, and this is very true, and you can ask them. And I'm ending the question with this, because sometimes I can go on, and I'm trying to be very short sometimes with my press conferences. But I said to the players, be careful of praise. Be careful of praise, because it's like being fed honey with a knife. It comes into your mouth, it's sticky, and it's sweet. But it's sticky. But believe you me, every time you do that, it's cutting. So I don't like praise, and it's okay. Let's continue not to praise. We don't win. Let's continue. We are not good enough. We are not good coaches. We win because of money. It's okay. This is very good, because I don't like praise. I will answer your question by saying that apart from this game, is SuperSport who beat us in the first round. You've got Sekukune that drew with us 1-1, and you've got TS Galaxy who beat us 1-0. And in between those matches, you've got two big rivals in that space. And so what right do we have of thinking that this thing is done? The mentality is on to the next one. and that's what we focus on to the next one. Sure, no. Don't give me 10 out of 10 anymore, ne? No, don't. No.
So your periodization method. So the sixth position specifically, Ted's has been one of your best players, and naturally you're going to play a lot of games and get a lot of games. The Champions League is coming up, and the Bank Cup is coming. We have three other international in the position. You have Riva, you have AJ, and you have Bomani as well. I wanna ask, you guys played at the base of the academy before, but I just want to ask, if any of them would come in, maybe let's because AJ was starting the season at the base, if Bomani or Riva had to come in, would it change a bit the tactics because maybe they don't have their legs like Edge are done, but maybe not getting too technical into it, but I just want to features of it, it will change maybe the tactical approach of it?
No, not necessarily, because River has played and we've been very good when River has played. AJ has played and we've been magnificent when he's played. These are top class players. And then you also don't mention Sipombule. Bongani Zungu is there. People will think I'm crazy, but people thought I was crazy when we played Musa Nyatama at 6 at Pirates. So Sipombule, in my opinion, is a 6 and an 8 at the most. But in how we want to construct things and the schemes, Sipombule has the pause, and then the press resistance to be able to beat the press with a 10. Incredible footballer that boy, but you have to keep a leash strong. But that's talented human beings. Maybe one of your former colleagues, Hosea, he has a book called Talented, Haunted and Hunted. He wrote that book. I want to get a Sipombule that copy because it's very, very true. The most talented beings you can go to. Your Whitney Houstons, your Michael Jacksons, and then it's because you are talented. Sometimes you've got so many knives that are for you, and some of them are even close to you. And so Sipo needs all the love and support that he can receive, because it's not only our responsibility towards Mamelodi Sundowns, but also it's our responsibility to make sure that the best players in our country are playing professional football so that they can help the national team.
Apologies about the catching those who come for attention, and coach, thank you for your time.